Hello and welcome back, and this is now number 3 in our 4-part series looking at building teams. Last time we covered an initial 3 steps in how to build a team. Number 1, develop leaders. Number 2, define the purpose of the team. And number 3, exercise clarity in the selection criteria of team members. Let's continue. Number 4, clarify tasks and responsibilities. Now that the team has been or is being formed, the next step is to help each member know what they're responsible for and who they're responsible to. One of the major causes of problems on a team happens when team members don't understand the overall vision, how they fit into the vision, what's required of them, or who they're accountable to. There are many lessons we can learn from Jesus as a team leader in the way he communicated with his disciples, his team, about their role. The applications will be directed at both team leaders and team members respectively. Firstly, team leaders. Jesus knew what he had been sent to do and what he wanted his team to do. Likewise, team leaders must know and communicate the team's mission, their reason for existence, and vision, where they are heading. The application being that team leaders need to cast the vision clearly, regularly, and creatively. Cast it in such a way that people understand it, embrace it, and believe it. Leadership consultant and author Sam Chand insightfully notes that understanding the vision isn't just about the what of ministry, it's also about the why. Leaders need to take time to communicate the what and why, so people know the purpose and importance of what they're doing and are part of. In addition, Jesus, as team leader, made his expectations of the disciples crystal clear. They knew what he wanted them to do and be. On one of my first field visits to Mozambique, I was being driven by a local team leader who oversaw a team of rural church planters. While driving along between towns on a bumpy orange-coloured dirt track, I asked him what problems he was facing in being a team leader. And he said, "My team members don't do what I want them to do." And so I asked him, "Do they know what you want them to do? Is it written down so that they can refer to it?" And he stared at me for a long time, even though he was driving at high speed. It was a scary couple of moments before he eventually said, "I've never thought about doing that." And I suggested he write down a simple list of dot points outlining the responsibilities and expectations of his leaders. And this was a revolutionary thought for him. And a year or so later, he told me how much his leaders had improved just by being given a 1-page list of what he required them to do. Therefore, I suggest team leaders articulate both verbally and in writing what is expected of the team and each person's individual role and responsibility. Make it short, simple, and self-explanatory. Also explain who they are accountable to about what. As a team leader, do whatever you can to help people understand their role on the team and who they relate to about what. Now for team members. It is the team leader's responsibility to communicate the vision, delegate tasks and responsibilities. But it is the responsibility of each team member to understand the vision, their tasks and responsibilities. Show initiative and seek clarity if you don't quite grasp the vision, your role in it, or the specific nature of what you've been asked to do. If you don't know the team leader's vision, ask. If you don't know your responsibilities or expectations, ask. If you don't know why you've been asked to do a particular thing, ask. Number 5, develop the capacity of each team member. A key to maximizing each team member's potential in leadership is to personally develop them. There are many ways that we can do so. Mentoring, either doing so personally or facilitating a suitable and experienced person for them. Sending them to attend specific targeted conferences. Provide reading material or clips to watch that are relevant for the development of their life and/or leadership. Provide training for the whole team on key topics. Encourage them to do formal Bible study or ministry training. Provide them with opportunities to exercise their ministry and provide feedback. And provide fresh and stretching challenges. Elaborating on this last suggestion, challenges, J. Oswald Sanders wrote that because of Paul's aspirations for Timothy and his desire for him to fully grow into a man of God, Paul did not spare him experiences or shelter him from hardships that would toughen his fibre and impart virility. He did not hesitate to assign to him tasks beyond his power. How else could a young man or woman develop greater capacity than by tackling tasks which extend him or her to the utmost? The key principle is the need for you as a team leader to personally develop each team member. Number 6, foster your personal relationship with each team member. In the module on developing leaders, I quoted Keith Phillips' writing, "Discipleship is a life-on-life encounter, not merely a series of meetings or a set course of study. It is essentially relational, an investment of all that you are in another person." And this is just as true in a team context. We don't just want them to do a task, we want to know them to maximize our influence in their lives. According to Mark 3:14, Jesus appointed 12, designating them apostles, that they might be with him and that he might send them out to preach. Being with him was the deliberate pattern Jesus established for personally shaping their lives and future ministry. Everywhere he went, his life and those of the disciples were intimately intertwined. On a practical level, this involves many sacrifices of self and a total commitment to each team member. And here are some ideas on how to intensify the leader-team member relationship. A, take time. A leader's time is extremely valuable, but time invested in team members is of utmost importance. Jesus spent more time with his 12 disciples than he did with everybody else in the world combined. Therefore, may we utilize our and their time productively. It may be time for relational teaching, time to show them how to do life and leadership, time on a social informal level, and very importantly, time just to listen. Schedule time for them. Be accessible and available within boundaries and see it as an investment into their lives. B, constant, honest, and regular communication with each team member is essential. C, demonstrate and affirm confidence in them. A leader's personal recognition of the importance of the team member's life and contribution is a key component in that individual rising to their potential. The leader must believe in them, encourage them, and affirm them. The confidence that a leader places in a team member is a strong, motivating influence. D, live an exemplary, transparent, and copyable life. Transparency before God and people is a profound and significant demonstration of true spiritual leadership. Jesus set an example of servanthood and suffering to his disciples. Paul wrote to the Thessalonian believers to embrace his life as the standard for their own. He encouraged Timothy to do likewise, a theme Peter instructed his elders to do also. Likewise, who we are speaks louder than our words. The way we live sets a profound example to those we lead. E, consider the team member's needs. Another meaningful way to strengthen your relationship with a team member is to be interested and conscious of their needs. Be interested without being intrusive. Seek to sensitively understand what they're feeling, facing, or fearing. In times of need, be willing to visit, pray, or help in practical ways. In times of joy, celebrate with them and cheer them on. This requires naturalness, warmth, patience, honesty, and loyalty. And on that note, we'll conclude part 3 of our look at how to build teams. And next time we'll finish the module by looking at some more keys for how to build a team. See you then.